Shalom, shalom. What today is? 9/30/2022. September is over. We just got past the Feast of Trumpets, and what? Lo and behold, what did we see? What bell? What trumpet did we hear sound? The pound is down. Okay, the sterling pound is down. Uh, if you don't understand what that means, let me give it to you in a nutshell. Usually what happens over in the UK or in Britain ends up coming up over here, okay? Because Ephraim and Manasseh, right? Britain and America are two uh brothers or brothers and family when it comes to the blessing of being adopted into the family of Israel. Now mind you, um that's why I put the post up where you see the dollar, the value of the dollar is going way up, and other currencies is going down. I want to show you that so you can see that once the dollar comes down to be on par with the other nations, then you'll see a breakaway from other nations going up. Like India, they currency will go up. Some of China will go up. Uh, uh, Russia is already in a good position. Other countries in the east, um, in East Asia, will start to rise. Okay, because this is the real wealth transfer. I know a lot of people. You probably heard wealth transfer, but the real. Let me slow down. The real wealth transfer is from the west to the east. Okay, and with that being said, um, you have to understand that over in the east they deal with value. You understand? They deal with intrinsic value, meaning not like here in the United States where we have a fiat. Well, the whole world has a fiat system, but our system starts with finance, uh, distribution, then production. That's how I think goes. Is finance first, then production, then distribution. Distribution production can go either way depending on how the company is structured. But first and foremost, finance is done here in the United States. Well, that is over. Those days are over. Now you have to produce something first, and then get the finance, and then distribution. Okay, produce, finance, distribution. That's how it's really supposed to be. See, the rest of the world has already been producing goods and services. You understand? So they are in the right standing. They produce something, they finance it, and then they distribute it throughout the world. Okay, they're surpluses. Here in the United States, we haven't been doing that for quite some time. So if you're listening to me, you are in a situation where you can produce something, then you should be producing that thing. Hopefully, it's something that food, clothing, and shelter, because those are the three things that's going to be needed the most. All right, food, clothing, and shelter. Until your economy uh until your economy gets an ecosystem where you'll need the other services. Now, what happened down in Florida, that was an act of God. I mean, a lot of it is the act of God, but man, oh man, the people down in Florida really have a hard road ahead of them. And this brings me back to the scripture of that they will be buying and eating and selling and building. Like things will be going on normal, okay? Things will be going on normal. But some people will be so caught up in those day-to-day things that they haven't taken time to get ready to get their spiritual house in order. So when the day of the Almighty comes upon them, it's a sudden shock. You know, they don't know. They're not ready. You know, and we're not talking about the coming of the Messiah. We're not talking about that because that is only That's the culmination of that's the culmination of the age. That's the end of the age. But your day or hour may come way before that. So you have to be working on your spiritual house. Don't be like the foolish virgins. I'm paraphrasing. The foolish virgins, five wise and five foolish. They both was in the church. They both had a faith, right? They had a knowledge of the Messiah coming. But when the darkness came, remember they was traveling in darkness. When the darkness came, they didn't have enough oil in their lamps, meaning they didn't have enough knowledge, enough light to get them through the hard and the dark times. That they had to go back and they had to look again to find the thing that they needed to get to the wedding door. But the wedding door was already closed. You don't want to find yourself outside the wedding door, outside the banquet. You don't want to find yourself there. You know, not to say that your salvation is lost. It just says that you won't participate in the marriage supper of the Lamb. All right, you may perish before that. I'm saying that because as you foresee these things unfold, know that look, you still got the fifth, sixth, and the seventh seal to come. Persecution is on its way. Persecution, the ebb or the flow of persecution already came. You've seen a precursor of that during COVID, during that the whole lockdown and everything. That was a form of persecution, right? That was about your freedom and your rights, to see how far you were willing to give up your freedom and your rights. Okay, that was a test. Okay, the next test will be coupled with that same test, but this time it's going to be your diet. It's going to be your way of life. That's going to be the thing that's going to be a testing for people. And we're going to find out who is going to sell a soul, who is going to stick to their principles, who are swimming naked without faith, who are swimming naked, or who are in the darkness and don't have enough oil in their lamp to get through these hard times. Having that knowledge so that you can navigate through the darkness. How to be kind to people who are in the darkness. Because when people are in darkness and they trying to find themselves a way around, any little thing can frighten them. You understand? Any little thing can frighten them. And if you are a kind voice in that darkness, say they grab a hold onto you and they're afraid, but you tense up on them because you're on guard, and you begin to struggle with them and not having that kindness, you respond to them anger and bitterly, and not having any sympathy, but you're just not available. You're not available to give them the light and the flavor that they need at the time. Now in the parable, the women said that they didn't have enough oil, or the virgins said that they didn't have enough oil to share. And it's going to come a time where you're going to have to be very reserved about who you share your oil with. You might not even be able to share your oil with them because they're so in the darkness. They're so much in the darkness and so far away from the light that it will do you more harm for you to share your light with them. That you be using up your light and they angry and they upset and they struggling, and it causes you to miss out on the doorway. I thank you for your 10 minutes of your time. I will see you soon. I did do Mark of the Beast through the ages. It's on my YouTube page if you want to delve into that. I'm trying a new format, trying to see how that works out. I'll even try to put that format on this platform too, but we don't know. But I thank you, everyone who is starting to follow me, who is sharing and liking, commenting, and just doing the work. Just really doing the work and taking heed to understand that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And you're not going off the pie in the sky. The kingdom of heaven is going to be right here on the earth. And I hope to see you in that kingdom. Shalom.